And hello there, and welcome to the Chronicles of Power, a podcast dedicated to the world of power where I review and break down the latest episode in the Powerverse. We are brought to you by Private Listed, your source for all things music, sports, culture, and entertainment. Follow the new page at Chronicles of Power on Instagram. You can find us on YouTube at PVTLSTD. My name is Keemie, and I'll be your guide as we break down the fourth and final season of Power Book 2 Ghosts. Now, normally, we'll be talking about the episode, but today we have a very special guest in the building with us. We have the beautiful, the talented, a singer, a songwriter, an actress, someone who can kick butt. Alix Lapri is in the building. Clap it up, everybody. Woo!
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited.
Oh, me too. How gorgeous is she? Look at that face. Oh, my gosh.
That's all you.
Don't hype me up. Don't hype me up. Alrighty. So, one thing that I left out of Alix's intro is that she is actually a Power OG. Yeah. She was here from the original Power. Mm-hmm. And it's not very often that we get people who were on the original series. So today, I hope you are ready for all of the madness that I'm going to ask you.
Absolutely.
But I do want to start off with how you started. Normally, how we structure our interviews is we just start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Tell me about yourself. Where are you originally from? I know you're from Kansas.
Yeah, Topeka, Kansas.
Topeka, Kansas,
yeah.
to be exact, right? But now you live in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. Tell me how you made your way into acting.
Yeah.
Not just to Power.
Yeah, yeah. I started in music. Yay! I started in music, and I did that until, I started probably at around the age of 9. I started on YouTube, and it was just constant YouTube videos. Eventually, I was super inspired by, Justin Bieber was moving to Atlanta, and all of the other young stars, they wanted to move to Atlanta to, kind of get further along. And so I went to my mom. I'm like, Mom, no, listen, we have to move. And she's like, girl, okay, let's just get up and move the house. Didn't work like that. But a producer reached out to us, and he wanted me to come record in Atlanta. So we went for a couple of days, and it was super dope. Loved it. But we had to go back to Kansas after we were done with that, obviously.
Oh, Dorothy.
I know. I know. And then my mom ends up getting a job offer in Atlanta. It was just kind of all coming together at the same time. Mm-hmm. She got a job offer. We moved to Atlanta, and I kept going with the music for a little bit. But the people that I got signed to, they introduced me to acting. Yeah. And when I started acting, I was like, okay, no, I'm really in love with music, though. I'm not really into this. But the more that I was doing it, I think it wasn't until I reached Den of Thieves, that's when I fell in love with acting. I was like, this is a different world. This is different.
I think 50 Cent had something to do with that.
Absolutely. What? He does everything bigger. He does everything bigger, everything better. It changed my life completely, reaching that.
So, okay. Well, I'll start from Den of Thieves, but mm-hmm. Maybe I'll jump back to singing songwriter maybe later, right? But from Den of Thieves, working with 50, did he specifically recruit you for the role of Effie, or did you have to go through the typical audition process and the casting process?
No, yeah, I auditioned like everybody else.
Really?
But I remember going to my manager at the time, and I was like, I've already worked with 50. I want to do it again.
He knows who I am.
Right. And so I was like, why not Power? I think that'd be a dope next move. Uh-huh. And we ended up waiting 2 years. I think we kept asking them if there was an audition that made sense, and they were like, no.
For how many years?
No, it was a year and a half, maybe. It was a pretty long time from the time I did Den of Thieves to the time I got that Power audition, because you have to wait for something that makes sense for you,
Yeah.
A little young light-skinned girl, at the time, it had to be very, you know what I mean?
No, I get what you're saying, but you know when you say that, I went somewhere the other day, and I'll try to make this story as short as possible. And this person worked in the film industry, not within Power or anything. And I was telling her about someone else that I interviewed, Gay White. Yeah. She is the costume designer for Raising Kanan, right? Like, she is a genius. I love this woman. Like, she can do anything, right?
Yeah.
And I had said that to the person that I was talking to, and she was like, power. Oh, yeah, she may know about the black shows. And I was like, what? I didn't know that people looked at it as the black show.
Yeah.
Considering that she was black too, who said it. And then she pointed me to an Asian woman and was like, hey, she may know about it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so when you were trying to audition for it, do you feel like people were pushing you away from auditioning for it, or just saying, oh, you may not fit in with these type of people?
No, that has happened for me with past auditions and past projects, that just kind of like being in the middle thing. But I feel like it happens to any actors. It can happen to a redhead. It can happen to anything like that. I think the issue I was having is like when it came to a family on camera, it can look weird if the rest of the family is of a darker complexion, or if of course I can't fit into a white family. So most of the time I end up doing like Latina, which I'm not. Everybody thinks I am.
She's not, guys. Newsflash.
But so it's fairly hard to place. I would say with Power, I didn't get that at all, just because it is such a broad
I agree.
Cast.
They have a lot of different people there.
But it is so unfortunate we do get that like pigeonhole, right? Like it's the black show. It's like the black show.
Super whack, guys.
Yeah, because I feel like the work is so it's top tier. You know what I mean? So I feel like
production wise, filming wise, look at the caliber of directors that you guys work with, the type of writers, and it's not just one visionary throughout the whole thing. You get to see different styles. I think that's one of the things that I like about Power, is that how many people it employs and how many people it pushes or propels to the
it's such
forefront.
a platform,
right? It's such a platform. And some people, maybe I shouldn't say this, but some people kind of feel like, okay, once you do Power, because I've heard people say this too, once you do Power, after that, like, what else are you going to do? And do you ever feel that, not curse, but do you feel that stigma over your head now that you've done the show?
Kind of. I think more than anything, a little bit of pressure just to like follow up and make sure that my next project is just as strong. But in terms of like getting stuck with it, I feel like it's really what you make of it. I feel like more than anything, I'm scared because other people say that all the time. Like, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm scared I'm going to get stuck here. I've had a lot of castmates say that too. Like, am I going to get stuck here? Am I going to be able to do something else? Am I going to get stuck? But I feel like it's really what you make it. Like, you have to think of it in the opposite light. Like, you can't scare yourself into thinking that way.
Okay. Well, is that why you end up taking jobs like being a video vixen, but not just for a pretty face, but you're actually acting? So like within the Key Glock video, do you think that some of your decision making behind that is like, okay, let me show people that I can do other things besides this?
Yeah, definitely. But I wasn't going to do just any music video. Kind of like what you said. It had to be acting heavy. Had to be something that like showed me as a superstar, because I'm not just going to be dancing all sexy besides. Absolutely not. Like, I don't even feel like that's me. But definitely, like, I wanted to show people that I could do something else, even though it could have been debated that it felt like the same role. Next, though, like, just as my first acting job, I definitely want to do something completely different, like something completely off the wall, something quirky, something shy girl, something different.
Where you don't have to be mean, tough girl all the time. Now, let me tell you, one of the things about Effie that I could rock with, right? She's not the damsel in distress.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Yeah.
I'm tired of bitches that I gotta save.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. I always say that. She doesn't need saving. Like, I love that.
You don't have to save her. Especially because she pushed the fucking car down a slope.
I told you.
So if you've been listening to this podcast for a while, I lost my shit when they showed that you pushed the car.
Yeah.
I was like, how she did that, guys?
Yeah.
This is Power. I know I'm supposed to roll with a lot of this stuff, but how she pushed the car down the hill.
Yeah. I feel like we've made worse stretches. There's been some bad ones there.
I'm so glad glad that you're upfront about this because some people are like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
It was in neutral. We can push it. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, your ass can't. You can't push no damn car.
You know, it's like, no, we done did some bad ones before. But I respect the audience for rolling along with it.
We just gonna play along, people. just keep
child,
going.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So when you first started on Power, right? So after None of These, and you go through your audition process, and now you're on the original one, and they talk to you about Effie, and this is at this point you still get to work with Courtney Kemp. Right?
Yeah.
Does she tell you what she foresees for your character,
Absolutely.
or were you just? See, now that she said absolutely, now I have to kind of reframe my question. So she talked to you about Effie, right?
Yeah, yeah.
She knew who she kind of ironed out what this person was going to be, but 4 seasons later, after that finale, did you expect her to develop into what she is right now?
No, actually. I think definitely I had some different things in mind, just kind of like, you just never know where they're going because there's always a twist and a turn around the corner. So I think definitely I had some different things in mind. There were definitely some things that were like, yeah, this is exactly where I thought I would end up. Like, okay. I always knew that my... what do you call them? My tricks and I knew it would get me into trouble. Like, I knew it would end up somewhere terrible. I guess you could say, I don't know. I didn't really know where it would end, but I knew along the way there would be some things. Some things were different. Some things were I seen coming. Yeah.
Okay.
She always told me kind of just like traits that she wanted me to have. Some looks. There were some episodes where she was like, okay, I want her hair straight. I want her to look like an innocent little, kind of like for the heist scene. Yeah, the heist scene.
And then the humidity. So the thing that they didn't account for in New York, that it was going to be hot that day. Yeah. And the hair was like this. I was like, I know they wanted it straight. I already saw the vision. I was like, they wanted her hair to be straight. But then she was like this. I was like, oh, humidity got you.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
I got black girl hair for real.
Yes.
For real. Okay, it fights back.
I already saw. I already knew what was happening. I was like, I know what the look was supposed to be.
Yeah.
But, running back and forth.
Yeah.
And, like,
it was hot. We did it so many times that
y'all
day.
Y'all looked hot.
Yeah.
I'm not going I'm not going to lie. It looked like it was hot that day.
Yeah. Yeah. But, yeah, she's always kind of just kept me in line with traits and then just let me play. But there are some times where she'll come in even with lines. Like, there was a line, what was it? She said something, I think it was Latin, that she was saying to Diana in the room. Diana comes to Effie asking her for help. And she's like, what does that phrase mean? And I think the original phrase was like, who profits or who gains or something. But Courtney was like, change it to who had the most to gain from fucking with their shit. Okay. Like, so it's like, she just knows what she wants and she knows how she wants it to come off, and she just adds that extra little like flavor. Sprinkling. Yeah, and it just off tops. Like, she's incredible.
Wait, so she was right, yes. So you know what? Because she's not there anymore.
Yeah,
I almost forgot that she was there in the beginning.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Gosh. Wait, how is it different now working there and she's not there?
I love my Courtney. I do. I love Courtney. So it's definitely different. I feel like having a black woman as your boss is just,
and mentor.
Exactly.
Right.
I always felt safe. Like,
you felt seen.
Very much so. Like, if my hair wasn't doing it, I'm like, I can't come downstairs this way. Like, I remember this one time, I think they tried to change my hair from like a slicked up bun to like down, and like, we don't really have the type of hair that you could just let down and like, okay, I'm ready to go. I'm like, no, I can't come downstairs like this. Right. And they're like, well, we don't know what to do. They always had a really tough time with my hair.
Really?
That's always something that Courtney's like, no, well,
we gotta
get it together. Or like just something as simple as like being comfortable with intimate scenes or feeling good about your body. Like, she's always there to be able to make sure that you're comfortable. So I would say that's like the biggest difference, is like, she can really relate to what I'm going through, or like what I'm sure Toya would say the same. Like, she just knows what a black woman is feeling, thinking, so she can advocate for that.
And sometimes you can talk to each other without actually talking. You can just give a look, like,
yeah. Oh yeah, and she knows, like, she's just like, if there's something corny going on, or just something like, she'll be like, no, we have to change this. Like, no.
All right.
Again.
So Here's my one sad question. I'll try to stay away from these for as long as I can throughout this interview. Then we'll get into more character stuff.
Yeah.
But do you kind of feel like the rug was pulled out from underneath you with the canceling of the show?
You know what's funny is I actually knew it was coming. Not from anyone specifically, but I remember I was sitting down with one of my castmates last season, and I'm like, I don't think we're coming back.
Ooh.
She's like, no. You don't think so? Like, we're doing so good. I'm like, no, something like there's little signs and just little things that you can sometimes feel or see. It's like, no, I don't think we're coming back. So when it happened, I wasn't necessarily surprised, but I was a little, it's weird. It's just bittersweet. Like, you'll never play this character again. It's kind of like the end of an era kind of thing. So I know with you, I was distraught. I was in tears. I was like, oh my God. Not necessarily, I knew that my time was up with that character. I really wanted to do something different. Mm-hmm. But just hearing it, it became real. Like, oh shit.
Well, that's that.
It's over. And then just everybody, oh my God, you're Effie from Power. Oh my God, you're Effie from Power. And it's like,
and you feel like you were just digging your heels into
this, right?
Because I mean, I feel like maybe they could have went another 1 or 2 seasons at least. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
But I keep hearing everyone say it's bittersweet.
Yeah, it is.
But
it is.
I just kind of wonder, like, just from a woman's perspective, a working woman's perspective, like, how do you deal with someone holding the power of your job stability in their hands like that? Like, how do you mentally prepare and say, okay, well, I see the signs that this may not come back, but in your head you're like, well, how do I prepare financially? How do I prepare mentally for me not coming back to this anymore?
Yeah. Well, that is the scary part, right? Is like, it's so up and down. It's just the acting industry, music industry in general. Like, you'll be up and then you'll be back down in quotations. But you just kind of have to think of it. I don't know. You just have to know that you're a star and know that there's something else coming right up for you. Like, if that's truly what you feel in your heart you're meant to do. I just feel like you just have to keep knocking on the door until it opens again. So like me, I've been out here. As soon as I found out I wasn't coming back, audition. Like, I'm not gonna chill out. Like, I'm gonna keep running. I told everyone, like, I feel like this is my working year. So like,
I like this for you.
I'm gonna keep going. But also, my boyfriend is an entrepreneur, and this was the first time that world was introduced to me. Being with him, I've been with him for about like 3 years now. So
nice.
Like,
she told me she had a boyfriend before I even had to ask, guys.
About 3 years now, and so I've been exposed to like business stuff that I never even considered before because I was so locked into this acting. So things like real estate, or things like trading, things like, you name it, and I'm surrounded by it. Some of the best. So like, I also am looking into getting into other things to where somebody can't control that and just like rip the rug out from under me. But yeah, other than that, man, I know that I'm gonna be back on TV soon.
That's right. She's all right. She's gonna be okay. The kids will be all right.
But I feel like that for everybody on this show too. Like, they're genuinely talented, so I feel like
they'll be fine.
Everybody's gonna be fine.
I think so. I think everyone will be fine. I will miss like recapping the show. I'll miss seeing the show. I'll miss seeing the characters and how their stories develop. Yeah. But for
it's
you,
a huge chunk of like history.
Yeah, and your life. This has been years. Yeah, I mean, everyone knows we are in the 10-year mark of Power in and of itself. But what do you think you'll miss most about this? It can be anything. It can be the fandom, filming.
I would say, well, really all of them, but filming with a cast that I'm so close with, because you don't always get the opportunity to film with people that are your age, that you can relate to. Like, you guys, like, we genuinely hang out outside of filming. Like, we will literally see each other all day at work and then all go out, get drinks, have food, like, and just be together all the time. So like,
you can tell.
Yeah, something like that, I feel like doesn't happen all the time, because on some of these shows, it'll just be you and you'll be filming with like 60-year-olds, which is still fine, but like, you just they're not about to go out to the club with you or like go out and have drinks with you. So it's like,
and it's kind of hard to find common ground sometimes.
Yeah.
Right? Like, especially if we're not being ageist when we say this. We're just saying like, hey, like, if I'm talking about Key Glock, this person is not going to know who I'm talking about.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Or
for
they're
sure.
not going to care, or they don't. It's not within their same realm or purview.
Yeah.
So, tell me, what's the reason why Effie and Tariq cannot work?
Oh my gosh.
So many.
I feel like there's so many. I think both of their desire for self-preservation is greater than love will ever be for them. I feel like they care about people, but they have to put self first. And I feel like that's for both of them. So they will just never work.
You don't think that Effie has more of that to her than he does? Because
Absolutely. I think more. But I think that he has it too. And because it's present in both of them, it just won't last because boy, she'll throw somebody to the wolves quick, fast, and in a hurry.
We've seen her do it a lot of times. So then my next one would be, why does Kane work? Or does he work?
We were actually just talking about this earlier at some other press that we did. He was saying that he feels like Kane is actually a sweetheart. He just is in protection mode 24/7. And I feel the same. I feel like Kane definitely has a soft spot for her. I feel like she definitely has a soft spot for him too. I don't know if it's strong enough to change anything within her.
Definitely not.
I feel like because, she's been molested and because she's been broke all of her life and because, her mom, you'll meet her mom this season and you'll see why she's the way that she is. It's like, I don't know if anybody can come in there and change that because she's just too cold. She's been damaged. So I don't know. I don't know why. I don't even know if Kane works. I just feel like they have an understanding because everybody needs love everybody has needs and I feel like they're filling that with each other.
Yeah. But the thing is that Effie can't accept it because of how broken she is. And even though these people would have wanted to give it to her because she's so guarded, it's hard for her to receive it.
Yeah.
Then I have a question then, because you told me you had a boyfriend. I didn't think that you were going to tell me that. Now that you have, I know it's just acting. And we know it's acting.
Yeah.
But is he able to see it as, okay, my baby just tongue down Tariq. 2 scenes later, she's humping Kane.
Yeah.
And she also had girl on girl scenes.
Yeah.
How does he deal with all of this? Because y'all been together for 3 years now, so.
Yeah.
Or does he even watch? Maybe we should start there.
He definitely watches.
Okay, good. He's a supporter. Yay!
He definitely watches. But he's super secure. Like he's super secure. Like he's genuinely everything. I'm talking about him. He's sitting right there. He's genuinely everything. So I feel like, I don't know. He just knows. Like he just knows he's that one. Like he's that guy. Like doesn't even compare.
There we go. So see, we have no issues. There we go. So now for everybody, we have settled that. Like, one, she has a boyfriend. It doesn't matter if she's with Kane, Tariq, or girl. She's fine.
He actually got to come. They lifted the COVID measures, and he actually got to come see some scenes. And in that scene, there was like a little kissy kiss, and it's just like, I think it's just a part of the job.
I
would
would
have
have went
point.
like this.
It's like
I don't care how secure you are. I'm gonna see that shit.
It's so mechanical. I think once you see behind the scenes too, like how mechanical it is, like it's like, especially with intimate scenes. Oh my gosh, it's so mechanical. It's like you have to plan everything out before you do it.
It's
like,
choreographed.
Yeah, you're gonna touch here, and then you're gonna go like, and then it's like 1, 2, like what? It's so quiet. You can hear a pin drop. Like it's crazy. It's so not romantic.
Huh. Okay. Alrighty. So we'll move on from those. I hate talking about. So one of the things, because the characters are so young on the show, it's hard. Especially, and here's what I'll say: it's hard to watch Tariq do those things because we saw him grow since he was a little kid. Like he was 10, 11, maybe he was a little bit older. But then watching him having to grow into this, I'm like, I don't want to see this.
Yeah.
And we get like, oh God, another sex scene with the kids.
Right.
All right. So we'll move on from that. But outside of the intimate scenes, like
Mm-hmm.
who are some of your, this is like a cliche questions, but I'm naturally very, very I guess inquisitive about this. Like, you all seem to have a good working relationship.
Yeah.
So that we'll say that. But who do you feel like you work best with?
Ooh, that's a really tough one, actually. Like, I mean, I would have to say Michael. I've been working with him the longest, and
I thought you were gonna say someone else.
I have two for
Okay.
different reasons.
All right. Tell
Michael,
me
I
Michael why.
have learned the most from because he literally like showed me the ropes with this, like on set. He was my first scene straight out the gate. We met when they said action. And I remember like I was so nervous. I was like, okay. And then I dropped the line. So like, and he just looked at me, reset. He was just like, yeah, like we just, and then just picked it right back up. And he just had such a grounding like presence. And I was like, okay, like I'm fine. We're good. So I've learned the most from him. He's just always been such a pleasure to work with. Woody though is, oh my gosh, he's like, he keeps you on your toes. You cannot be a lazy actor with him.
He can act his ass off.
He can act his ass off, and he always does something different in the scene, and he doesn't even warn you. It's just like a different line or like he'll like spook you if you're not ready for it, you know? And that's what makes it so dope is like it never feels the same when you're working with him because it's always something different.
So I'm glad you brought up Woody. Last year, I was pissed off because they didn't nominate him at the BET Awards, and I was like, "What else does he have to do?"
Yeah,
at this point,
he's really goeded with this. Like,
yeah,
he is,
like what else does he have to do at this point? I don't know. Like, because I won't go too far into this because I had another interview where I like went off on a tangent because I was pissed off that Patina Miller wasn't recognized for her work on Raising Kanan.
Yeah.
And then this is where I bring a full circle moment where people just look at it as a Black show and therefore they discount the talent that's on the show. Mm-hmm. They discount the storylines that are on the show, and people just think, oh, drug dealing family, we don't really have to pay attention to this. But there are larger themes at place within this show. Now, sure, on the basis or on the most granular level, they're selling drugs.
Yeah.
But we learn about female empowerment, and specifically with Effie. Effie uses her power in every situation, right? And not just her sexual power. That was one of the things that Tasha went through, right? Or the actress who played Tasha, Notori Norton, like they always made her power her sexuality.
Yeah.
But with other people, you see it in different instances. And I'm like, it's not just about selling drugs.
Yeah.
It's about survival. It's about how to get yourself ahead. Like, these kids are in college. They're still going to school, even though they're selling $500 million worth of drugs.
Right.
One of those stretches that we were talking about. But I kind of get annoyed, right? And I promise I'm going to bring this home for y'all.
You're good.
We're not recognized by the white institutions, but then the Black ones too.
Yeah,
it's kind of wild. You don't have to say anything. I'll say it for you, right? Like, BET, why we gotta tell y'all that this is who you need to nominate?
Yeah.
Why aren't they doing the red carpet? Why aren't they doing press with BET? Why aren't they doing like all of these things? We shouldn't have to be pushing this show that has been on for a decade like this. How can we still be overlooking them? And I think that that's why I got annoyed with the story that I told you earlier. Oh, one of those Black shows. And I'm like, this show is like, it's big shit.
Yeah.
Not just within Black households. Like, yes, we hold it near and dear to our hearts, but I hate that we as a culture are dismissed, and our buying power and our eyes as consumers is just like, oh, well, that's what the Blackies are doing.
Yeah, it is a shame because, like you said, there are so many themes that are explored in Power. Just in the we talk about sexual assaults, and we talk about, you know, financial status and colorism, and there's really every theme that you could possibly imagine has been covered on that show. But like you said, it's also representation. We have representation. I think this year it really opened my eyes to see like how many different people do watch this show. Like, this year is the first year that I have been approached by every single color type of person, big, small, tall, anybody you can ever imagine. They're coming up to me like, I love this show. we are making the impact to everyone, and I think right now, like, I'm happy with pushing forward and reaching for more, but also just knowing that we're in these households and we're seeing and we're touching these different kinds of people.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like that for us.
Yeah. Yeah. We're getting there slowly but surely. Slowly but surely.
Slowly but surely. But now, I mean, it's ending. Is this the right time to end? Besides what we talked about before.
I think it could be an appropriate time to end. Yeah. I know that they're coming with more spinoffs, so I don't think that the Power universe is necessarily dead yet. I just think that this was a beloved show for everyone, the Power Book 2 Ghost specifically. Mm-hmm. I think this will definitely pave the way for many, many more to come. I was just talking about this earlier too, how this universe is literally like a Marvel universe now. This is the first I've seen of its type, where it's just like spin-off.
The drug dealer Avengers.
Like, yeah, literally unite. It's I think, yeah, there will be many more to come.
So you were the first person I saw when they announced that it was this was the last season. You went on live.
Yeah.
And you were sitting in your car, and I was like, "Oh man, this is real."
Yeah,
I was like,
I know everybody thought it was a joke.
Yeah,
they're like, "Girl, stop playing."
We thought they were joking.
Yeah,
but then you got on live, and I was like, "Oh shit, this is really happening."
Yeah,
I was like, "Yo,
yeah,
this cannot be it." But I just, if you say that it's okay, I'll believe you.
You know, because one thing I didn't want to happen is I didn't want it to get corny. And I didn't want it to get, like, repetitive and them just have nowhere to go. Like,
okay.
I feel like, you know, I love our whole entire team. They are everything. I really, really miss Courtney on the show. And I feel like it's just probably an appropriate time to call it, so that we don't ruin what we've built trying to, like, stretch it to the wheels fall off.
Okay. Noted. I won't bring it up anymore. But like, it's, trust me, because you were guys, we are all just getting into the meat of the season at this point. Like, these are questions that people want to know. Like, yeah, you want to see crazy things happening.
Absolutely.
Like, well, why are you gonna end it up
Right.
Right. So here's some more character questions that I'll ask you. Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Who should Tariq end up with, if he ends up with anyone?
Yeah. I'm thinking, like, his options are not that great.
Well, we have a snitch. We have a backstabber, and then we have two backstabbers.
Yeah.
And then we have someone who's not made out for the life.
I mean, if he's going for what's good for him, he's going to go for Lauren.
But if he goes for who loves him the most, who will it be?
I mean, Effie will always look out for him and make sure that he's good. Like, I think there's nothing that he could do. Granted, she did shoot at him at the end of the last season, so if one of those would have hit. Yeah, she's never gonna let anything happen to him. Diana seems, I don't know. I don't know if that makes too much sense to me, Diana. But I would definitely say Lauren.
Okay.
If he's going for what's best for him, he's gonna go for Lauren.
Okay. Does everything that she's the best for him too?
I don't know. It's just like everybody is so messed up. Like, it's bad.
Yeah, they have made his world a living hell.
Yeah.
For Effie, because everyone doesn't know how this ends yet, and they have broken up the season into two parts. For those of you who continue to ask, the first 5 episodes will air in June. Throughout
5
June and July.
1-hour episodes, yeah.
Yep, 5, and then we start back again in September. Now, what are some of the things that we should be looking forward to, or that we should brace ourselves for when we go into the rest of this season?
You already know, like, with it being the last season, we're definitely going out with a bang.
Yeah, but y'all didn't know it was the last season.
We didn't.
While you were filming.
I think somebody did. Because the way it's set up, y'all gonna have to be prepared to say some goodbyes. We always know that. I feel like a lot of people are going to be shook. We also get to meet some really cool new characters.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to ask you about some of them, too.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So, in terms of shook, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's two kind of ways that we can look at this. There's power shook,
Yeah.
and then there's, like, Game of Thrones shook.
Yeah.
Are we at Game of Thrones level shook? Or are we still within the power universe of shook?
Some shit definitely goes down.
Oh, no.
It definitely goes
all right,
down.
All right. Let me rephrase it. Is it like Ned Stark shook? Or is it Ghost?
I think it depends on who your favorite is. I will just say you just gotta go ahead and pray for everyone right now.
Okay.
Because it's literally just like massacre in every way. People's feelings are getting hurt, and people are like, this is definitely one of the craziest ones in terms of people's lives at stake.
Okay, so someone did know that this wasn't gonna end great for the rest of us.
Yeah, I think somebody knew for sure.
For sure, when it was just knocking y'all off one by one.
Oh
by one.
yes, as the episodes were coming, like before we shot them, I was like, damn, like wow, that's
I
bold.
want to know so bad.
Yeah, that's very bold of y'all.
I want to know. Okay, I have one fangirl question. What's it like working with Mary J. Blige?
Oh my gosh, everything. Everything.
What does she smell like?
Money.
She look like money.
Money.
She looks like wealth, the embodiment of wealth. If you've ever seen Mary J. Blige in person, like it just looks like money. I hate saying that, but like that is the embodiment of wealth.
She was such a she's just such a powerful woman. Like she really is like the epitome of like power. I remember before I did my first scene with her, someone was like, she's just like, oh, intimidating. Like, I don't know. And so I meet her and I'm just like, what? Like, she is such a fine balance of powerful, but like sweet. Like she tells you like it is with like, but she's sweet though.
Is that jarring?
I loved it.
Ooh.
I loved it. I'm like, this is exactly like me. I'm be nice to you. But let's be nice to each other.
Yes, you gonna respect my boundaries.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, good. Alrighty. So, we got through my Mary J. Blige question, and we got through us leaving the show. But I want to know about new beginnings for you.
Yeah.
What is life gonna look like after Power for you?
More TV.
Do you want to do like more sitcom or more?
I'm addicted to television. I love being able to wake up every day and film. Like, full schedule. First scene, another scene, camera, lights, like everything. I love that. So, definitely more TV, film.
Do you have any shows on your radar that you actually want to do that you're like, I want to be on this show?
Yeah, there's a lot that I'm watching. There's more of a feel that I'm going for. Like, I definitely want to do something like completely opposite of what I'm playing now. So I want to do like something very, very quirky, something very like shy, maybe like a little nerdy, like gentle. I want to show my range because I can do so much. Like I'm first of all, I'm awkward as fuck. I'm
She's
genuinely
lying.
I'm genuinely so awkward.
I don't believe you.
The only time I'm not is when I'm acting. So I want to show that on camera, like that, play up that shy, quirky side.
Okay. You know what show I was thinking about for you if they're going to bring it back for a third season? I haven't heard yet. It's not quirky, but maybe they can incorporate it. Them, on Amazon.
Yeah. We just watched that.
That shit is wild. And Luke,
listen,
he
bodied
the shit with the stocking cap over his face. That was the scariest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. He's always been good, but you can tell like he really locked in and leveled up for this one.
Yeah.
Like
that was like
insane.
Ledger type of locking in.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I know that it's not quirky, but it's more so horror.
Mm-hmm.
Would you do that? Or is that still having to be too tough?
I would do horror.
Yeah.
I would do horror.
I could see you on them. And you know who was in there? Who was in it? Sax.
Yeah,
Shane was in it.
When I seen him, I was like,
still playing sax. Always in law enforcement. And
he does it so well.
It's so funny. Power is all over it because the first episode that Shane was in, Malcolm Mays, who plays Uncle Lou,
that.
He wrote that episode.
Oh my gosh.
How wild is that? Like, I just want to say, people, this is why I don't want you to say that it's just a black show. These people are multi-talented.
Yeah.
They can sing. They can produce. They can write. They can act. They can do all of these things. So don't just pigeonhole them and say, well, oh, they're just from that little show over there.
Because a lot of these people are creating some of your favorite stuff. Like, it's actually insane.
It is. So for you, creatively, I know you said you want to continue to act, but is there ever a chance that you would delve back into your music bag?
You know, I don't know. Everybody's been asking me like crazy lately. And I feel like I'm finally like in my grown woman bag. Like my voice is deepened. I got my little bass and so, you know, I can really sing to them on these mics. But I don't know. I am so in love with what I'm doing now. And I love music, but differently than I used to. Like I still like to sing around the house. I love to sing to my niece. That's how I taught her to spell her name. I always make up little songs and stuff. But in terms of doing it professionally, that's a dark industry. That's a lot. So might want to leave that alone. But
maybe
who knows?
You could be the light.
You know? Maybe so. We'll see.
But now that all of the producers, everyone that we can think of, they all have different allegations coming out against them, I can understand why you probably want to stay in acting. Yeah.
You know, acting has been a breeze for me. Honestly, I know it's not like that for everyone. And I'm so blessed and thankful that it's been like that for me. But it's been a breeze. I've worked with just the dopest professionals. So I feel really good with where I'm at.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So Billboard recently released. Hang on, I gotta get my phone back.
All right.
Billboard recently released the top 10 female rappers. Right. So normally on this podcast we stay to Power, right? And she told me that she listens. You listen to rap?
I do.
All right. Now, who do you think was number one on this list?
Top 10 female rappers on Billboard?
Yes. So this is the first time that they've ever done this. They've done a top 10 female-only list. So
who's number one? You want me to?
Okay. Who's your number one? You don't have to put them in order, but name some of your favorite female rappers.
I feel like these barbs are about to decapitate me.
Jesus Christ. Don't start, please.
But I'm going to have to say Cardi.
I love Cardi.
You don't, oh, okay. I'm just making sure.
No, I love Cardi.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go Cardi. I love Glow right now. I love Glorilla.
I
love Meg. Who else? Lotto. Shout out to Atlanta.
There we go.
Who else? Yeah, I think that's pretty.
Alrighty. So you only named, so you said Cardi,
Meg, Glow,
Lotto. That's 4. All right. That's who you're going to stick with?
But assuming, so if I'm having to say who's on the list, it's definitely going to be Nicki, Cardi.
No, I just want to hear your favorite first. Okay, and then we'll go to the list. Because I'm going to tell you what the list says.
Them, I can stick with them for right now. Yeah.
Alrighty. So when you're in your bag and you're driving in your car, what Cardi song do you put on? When you're driving to Virginia?
Oh my gosh, it really depends. Honestly, it really depends because I do love her new little singles that she's been dropping, but I also love her album. So it really just depends on what mood I'm in. Like, lately I've been listening to Glow though. Like,
get 'em Glow.
Glow is like my go-to.
Alrighty, so I heard somebody else ask this, and I feel like this is a valid question. Cardi played the feature game really, really tough, right? Like she had mad features. She released one album, Invasion of Privacy, and then she had other little mixtapes.
Yeah.
Right? Is it necessary for her to release another album?
I think when she wants to. I think it's what she's been doing has been working really well for her. So, like, if she wants to do an album, great. But if she doesn't, it's kind of like Rihanna. Like, does she have to release another album?
But she
Absolutely
only
not.
has one.
I know.
Rihanna has... she has what? She has 8 albums, I think Rihanna has. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll double check.
Because I feel like Cardi, even with one album, she's still just as relevant, more than just with that one album.
I agree.
Because she does what she does so well. Like the way that she rolls it out. It feels like almost how strong all of her singles have been. It almost feels like she's released another album.
All right. In the next video, we're going to see Alix Lapri in Cardi's new song.
Right.
All righty. Let me read the list off for you.
Yeah.
Number 10, Flo Milli. Number 9, JT.
Love Flo Milli.
See, I told you you were missing some people. I was like, let me give you another shot. All right. 8, Lotto.
Of course.
Number 7, Cardi B. Number 6, Glorilla. Number 5, Ice Spice. She's like your evil twin. You know that, right?
I get that a lot. I get that a lot. You know, especially when I got my little curly afro.
4, Doja Cat.
Okay, I can see that.
All right.
Yeah.
3, Meg. 2. Yo, y'all not gonna believe he was number 2.
Who is number 2? It's... Wait, hold on. Wait a minute.
Sexy Red.
Oh my God! But that makes sense. She's killing it right now.
Number 1, Nicki Minaj.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
Are you surprised?
No, not at all. Not at all.
I'm actually kind of surprised that Sexy Red is number 2. Though.
I'm not even a bit surprised, actually.
I was actually surprised you didn't name her.
You know, it's not something I play often. Okay. But if I hear it, it's like, okay, like this, yeah, cool. She's killing it right now.
She is. Alrighty. So I have a question about sexuality in rap and how we kind of stigmatize it a little bit, but play it up at the same time. But then if an actress does it, it doesn't get the same sort of backlash.
Yeah.
So like you have plenty of sex scenes, right? And no one is coming at you and making you feel uncomfortable for doing this. And well, why does she always have to be naked in her shows? Yeah. But if a rapper talks about it, it's like that becomes her identity.
Right.
Do you think that is a part of the darkness within the music industry, that they are pushing females to talk this way?
I think, yeah, sex in general is like rules many people's minds and lives. So I feel like that's definitely dark when you let it get that way. But in terms of sexuality, I'm so for it. Like anybody that follows me or knows me, they know that like I'm very open with like about like my sexuality and just how I express my sexuality through clothing or through like if I feel sexy, I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna be sexy. Not for nobody else, but because it makes me feel good, you know? So I don't think, I mean, I don't really see a problem with it because men express themselves differently, women express themselves differently, and if a woman wants to get on here and say, listen, I have the best out here.
I got the grade A.
Right, okay? So be it. Girl, I'm going to believe you. Absolutely.
Right, so in other words, even though it's hypocritical at some points, we should just move forward within our own identities and not worry about
you know, like my key phrase is like, I mind my business. Like,
and drink my water.
You can do literally, as long as you are not harming yourself or somebody else directly, you can do what you want to do, and I'm not going to care. Like, you can come in here with pasties on yourself and a thong, and I'm going to be like, damn right.
You got this.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So here's how we'll conclude, right? Now, I think it was Power TV Fans. This is another fan site. They put together a list of the best dressed people in Power.
Yeah,
right?
I seen that. Yeah.
I think Woody reposted it actually. So I'm gonna ask you about who's the best dressed. Right. So I'll give you some people and you gotta just say, you gotta pick either or.
Okay.
All right. Because I did this with a couple other people too. Let's see. Between, I'll save you for last because I actually have you.
Okay.
I have you first here.
Let's see.
Okay. Let's see. Rock or Monet?
Monet.
All right. I see the bias coming through already. Let's try this again. Okay.
Mary B. dress.
She boot game. Crazy. Wait, did you get her boots that she released with Giuseppe?
No, I didn't even know there was a boot that came out.
She didn't even send it to the cast.
I didn't even know there was a boot that came out.
They sold out in like
I'm
24
gonna go look
hours.
now.
It's done.
I love me a thigh high.
It's finished. They were done. Okay. Next question. Sorry, guys. Sorry. All right. So we said Mary. We said Monet instead of Rock. That's wild. All right. Next up, Ghost or this is a weird one. Ghost or Kane?
I don't know who's outdressing Kane.
What?
Hold on.
Ghost?
Listen.
Amari Hardwick?
Listen. His suits are fire.
Okay.
But Kane is wearing $10,000 jackets.
It's not about the
limited
price.
edition bags. He's always fly. Rick Owens down. Like, his outfits are very, very well thought out. Ghost can kill a suit. But outside of that, Kane is dressing.
Yo, she's biased. But okay, let me move forward then, because you think Kane. No, I'll save that for later. Sorry. Let's keep going. I'll give you like 3 more. Uncle Lou or Brayden?
I don't know that either one of them are like.
Come on. Those iceberg sweaters. If you talking about labels, like they was bringing it back in the 90s.
They both wear some crazy pieces though. I'd have to go 50-50 on that one.
That's a cop out.
I have to go 50-50 because neither one of them, I'm like, neither one is better than the other to me.
Okay, I'll leave you alone with that. I'm one.
Like, yeah.
Okay, then if you can't really answer that one, what about? Because with the next one you're gonna do 50-50 too. What about Tariq against Unique?
I'm trying to remember some of Unique's outfits.
The black and beige MCM leather suit with the gray threes.
Yeah.
The Gucci Dapper Dan cream jacket.
This is an unpopular opinion because Tariq definitely be putting it on.
Right.
But sometimes I feel like it's kind of like tame.
Yeah, because what they do with him, they don't give him a lot of logos.
Yeah.
His is more subdued.
It's very plain. So I think I'm going to have to go Unique on this one.
So in terms of your own style, when you dress outside of being Effie,
yeah,
are you more flamboyant in your dressing or are you more muted?
It really depends, but I'm definitely not as like tomboy down as they make Effie. Okay. I'm definitely on the girlier side, but fly. Like, I don't like to be crazy girly. I just like to be fly. Like, I love a solid skin tight, like, romper with a thigh-high boot and, like, a crazy bag or something, just something fly.
Yeah, she got a nice bag with her today. She got some Valentino with her today.
Okay. You already know.
All right, last one then. Because it seems like you like Kane's outfits. Do you think Kane is better than Unique?
Yeah.
The custom furs
is dressing.
Nah, I think you wilding right now.
I love like the all black.
I think you wilding.
The all black.
With the Amiri hoodie and the Givenchy
all
jacket.
Black. I think it was. Was it Louis Vuitton or?
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
All black with the matching duffel.
Yes. I remember
that was
one.
crazy.
That was crazy, but oh my God.
And then the Rick Owens is one of my favorite designers.
Yeah, so one of my favorite looks from you was the black Rick Owens dress when you were in Italy.
Oh yeah,
that one was dope.
Yeah. It was freezing that day. Oh my God.
You didn't look
it.
You didn't look.
I was like,
yeah. Okay, favorite Effie look, and then we'll close out.
My favorite Effie look is probably either the Mugler catsuit that she wore inside of the Italian restaurant after they got done running, after they shot the people. Or...
Another outlandish one, guys.
Right. I love Mugler. Love the way it fits. Or the orange cargos with the North Face, Gucci, like, Timberlands and... That fit was crazy.
Okay.
I love that entire fit. But I got some crazy ones. I got some crazy ones too.
Because you have some coming up that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
I cannot wait.
You know what's crazy is I could not name you a single look that I wore that entire time. I don't even remember. We filmed it so long ago.
You don't take pictures like when you're in your dressing room and...
Rarely, actually.
Okay.
I probably should take more because it's like I'm wearing these crazy clothes.
Okay,
Rarely.
and then for the people that ask, because whenever we do post, they ask, do you get to keep the clothes? No, they don't. They're owned by the studio.
For a very specific reason. The reasoning being flashbacks. So you can think that you're done with the piece of clothing, but then they do a flashback from 5 years previously, and you have to take that exact same item.
And put it on again.
And put it on again. So.
See? Look at that. We are raising the wool from your eyes. Just like that. Okay, last question, and then we're out of here. What are you going to miss most about Effie? Playing Effie.
Her toughness. I definitely like to be a badass. Like, definitely. As soon as I put the clothes on, my whole attitude changes. I'm like, what's the deal? What are we doing? Like, put my little...
Your little play gun?
Yeah, like, I'm ready. I'm ready to play with the boys, so.
Okay, and any message you have for the fans that are watching?
Yes, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been a crazy ride together, and I've had so much fun playing with you guys and seeing all of your memes and all of your tweets and the Black Twitter side of Power.
Yes, the best thing ever.
Great times.
Good times.
And until we meet again on TV.
Yes. Everyone, thank Miss Alix Lapri for coming through. It was wonderful talking to you. You are a gem.
Yes,
can't wait to see what you do next.